So when we look at what gets taught at universities and so on, there's always those huge sessions about writing business plans, defining your ideas, outlining all the research that you've done, and ultimately putting it into a quantitative model, like a huge Excel sheet that people, students, work over night after night, trying to model every little aspect of the business. And the question quickly arises, what does actually make sense? And our perspective would be that it does actually make sense to a certain extent. And I would say there's probably two main uses that we have for something like that. The one is financing needs, because people like us at the moment, venture capitalists, angel investors, business angels, they are somehow insecure and they want to get as much security as possible about a business model that they have no idea about. So the more you can provide them with a very structured approach about how the business works, how do you plan to solve the issues, what are the issues actually, do we have sufficient research, sufficient statistical proof that this is actually an important issue for people. The more you can give to people of those, the easier it will be for you to get financing, because those people have no idea. So you better be able to explain it to them. The better you will be off. So that's one big aspect. But what we think is actually even more important is you learn for yourself. So by forcing yourself to work into some kind of target structure, be it the writing, or be it even more important, I think, the Excel model that models all the business mechanics, the underlying economics, the more you're forcing yourself to think about the business challenge in a very structured way. So this is actually, I think, more important. So if you do something like that, and generally I would recommend it, try to create a plan for your business. But understand that everything is just a prediction that you do at this point in time, and the likelihood that this is actually going to become true is very limited. It's very low. Probably you're lying to everybody else and yourself. But what you're learning in the process, I think, for example, when you model your business in an Excel sheet, is what are the key drivers? What is important to achieve revenue, to achieve profitability? And this is, I think, very important learning. For example, when we did this at past e-commerce companies, you quickly understand how important the metric of return rates is. It's not that intuitive. If somebody would have told me, oh, but you have high return rates, I would say, okay, yeah, probably it's important. But if you really look into the model and model everything out, then you understand how important it actually is. So that's probably one of the examples where this really helped us to educate ourselves about the business rather than somebody else. So yes, it's important for other people to convince people who give you cash, to convince employees, potential key employees you would like to convince to join. But the most important aspect of business cases, business plans, business modeling, I think, is to inform yourself and to educate yourself.